Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome to the next edition of MJ Live, the Retire Ready Research Series. We're back again. It's another Thursday. Come on in, get settled down. I have another good one for you. Going to be talking all about 401ks. All right, come on in. Just drop a little message so that I know that you're here. And we're going to play some music while we get a chance to share. So let's go ahead and do that. Everybody, feel free to share. Feel free to share the message because I know that this is good information. All right, guys, let me know if you can hear the music. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Hello, hello. Come on in. Get settled down. Another great show. Come on in. Welcome. Let's go ahead and share, everybody. We are starting now. How you feeling tonight? We escaped the hurricane. Welcome, guys. Get your phone out and share it with at least one person or two. Who's here? Who's here? Who's with me? Welcome, guys. Come on in. All right, I've shared it. Welcome, guys. I'm not going to keep you too long tonight. Just going to give you the information and then get out. Okay. All right. Who's with me tonight? Welcome to MJ Live. It's the Retire Ready Research Series where each week we research a different topic in the area of personal finance, retirement, and all of the things that require us to just be ready for things. And it's not even necessarily just related to retirement. It's just documentation that we need to have in place for ourselves, for our families. So I hope that you're enjoying the series. And I had a message earlier about the fact that people kind of need to have their finances in order first before they start thinking about retirement. And that was a really good point. Now, this person may not have seen all of the shows I've done previously, but just go ahead and take a look at this, guys. Just go ahead and take a look. Let me make this a little bit bigger for you to see this playlist that I have here. I have recorded all of the episodes as we got started. So the first week we did the introduction, and then we talked about budgets. We talked about budgets in detail, and then we talked about our net worth on the next week. We talked about how to get rid of debt, and then we talked about wills and trusts, and then social security, income, and then we also had estate attorney, estate planning attorney with us last week. So soon we're going to have another professional that's going to go over some of the other things that we are going to be talking about each week. As far as, we need to get some professionals to talk about some of these areas. A lot of the stuff I'm researching, I can find a lot of the stuff myself online, but it's still good to get a professional and get their, obviously, professional expertise on the area. So looks like nobody wants to chat with me today. Just drop me a number one if you're with me. You don't have to say much. Just drop me a number one. I can see that we have a few people here, but just go ahead and drop me a comment or something so that I know that you're with me. That would be lovely. All right, so I'm just going to check the other place on Facebook to see if anybody's there on Facebook. But nevertheless, we're going to go through the content regardless. So I hope that you're doing well, considering we just had a hurricane come through parts of Florida. Thank God we are okay here in the Fort Lauderdale side of things. Everybody seems to be doing well. We had a lot of flooding in some places, but as far as me and my house and quite a few people around, we are doing well. All right, so let us get into a couple of things. First of all, I need to show you the sponsors for my event coming up on the 15th of October, which is getting pretty close now. Wow, it's amazing how time flies. But let's go ahead and show you this. Let me go ahead and show you this on the other screen, so I can share it on the other screen for you. And let me know, guys. Let me know if anybody's here. If anybody's here with me tonight. It seems very weird. It seems very quiet. So just drop me any message if you're here, any message at all. And let's go ahead and listen to this. My sponsors. There we have it, guys. We are very close to the event on October 15th, and we're going to have a great time providing you with a lot more information. Fantasy Folly's here. Thank you, Fantasy Folly. It's me and you, girl. It's me and you tonight. There's nobody else wants to learn about 401ks. It must be a very boring topic, but I'm happy to see you here. I really am happy to see somebody, especially somebody that I like too. So let me just go ahead and play my little banner. Let's get everything set up. So, all right. Thank you very much, Melody, for being here. So we're just going to talk a little bit about 401ks tonight. Let me jump over to my presentation now. And let's go through this tonight. Okay. I'll tell you what, I'm really, really learning a lot of stuff. Looks like we have somebody on Facebook as well. Who liked us on Facebook? Jackie Durham. Welcome, Jackie. Come on over to YouTube if you can and enjoy the show over there. Come on over. You know what? Let me just drop the link into the Facebook area just before we get started. I'm not gonna keep you very long tonight at all. So we're just gonna go through the content and get away. There's the link. There's the link. There it is. All right. Okay. So it's good to have you here tonight. We're going to talk a little bit about 401ks. Now, the main thing that I really wanted to show you tonight is, well, there's two main things. Number one, I wanted to tell you about when I first joined, or when I first came to America. That was when I first got exposed to a 401k. In the UK, we didn't have a 401k. Not that I can remember. We have retirement plans, but I don't remember anything like a 401k. So when it was introduced to me, again, I was just so overwhelmed with all of the different things as far as moving to a different country and starting a new job and, relocating to a completely new country. It was a lot to take in, so I didn't get a chance at the time to really explore what a 401k was, what it all means, vested, and all the different things we're going to talk about today. And because of that, I really didn't understand really what it was. You know what? It's really no excuse, because all the years that I've had a 401k, I took advantage of it. I just didn't know too much about it. So on one hand, it was smart for me to take advantage of it. But on the other hand, I did not really dive in and explore and find out what it all means. As long as I was making money, I was all right. So that's one thing. And then there's a few different things that you can do with a 401k. Had I known, I would probably be in a much better situation than I'm in now. Granted, I'm in a decent position, but you can always be better. All right. So let's get into it. And just let me know if you can hear everything clearly from my side. Very smart to take advantage of it. You're absolutely right, Melody. All right. So 401k retirement plans. That's what we're going to talk about today. So all we're going to do is we're going to go over really what are 401ks, and I'm going to show you some resources, show you some videos, and then we're going to talk about all the different aspects of a 401k, and then we're going to set you some homework and give a summary. That's all we're going to do. Thank you so much there, Fantasy Folly. Lovely, lovely, jubbly. Last week I realized that my mic was ever so low, but nobody mentioned it. I don't know if it was because it sounded okay, but when I listened to the playback, it was actually quite low. So I'm glad that it's coming out nice and clear today. All right. So I know that this writing is probably very small, and depending on what you're reading it on, it might be better if I show you this screen. All right. So what is a 401k? Essentially, it's an employer-sponsored retirement account. It's available through your job. So your employer is the one who does the administration. Your HR department usually inform you about how it all works and everything. The limited amount of information that they give, I don't know how detailed your employer gives you, but to me, it would have been really helpful if they had done some, extensive workshop or some informational sessions telling us all about it. All I remember was given the documentation and maybe just a very, very limited amount of information. But I think it's something that we need. And I do remember one time I was asking the HR department what it all meant, and what does a matching contribution mean? What does that mean? And how much do I have to put in? And I just had no clue. And the HR person gave me very limited information and basically said, we're not financial advisors, so we can't really advise you on these things. Now, what I probably would do is actually go to a financial advisor and get really some solid help. So, divert an elected percentage of your pre-taxed earnings to go straight into your account. Yeah, basically, you decide what percentage you are going to put into your retirement plan, whether it's 5%, 10% of your check, and you decide how much it goes in, and it goes straight into this retirement account. It doesn't go to you first; it goes straight into your retirement account, which is your 401k. Some employers offer a match on your contributions. A match, they might offer a 3% match. They may offer a if you put in $1, they're going to put in 50%. They're going to put in 50 cents. So they're going to put in a half of what you put in, up to a certain limit. It's usually up to a certain limit. So definitely talk to your HR person. Be clear on what it means. Get your documentation. And if you have any questions when they're speaking to you and they're not able to help you, then speak to somebody that knows, or a financial advisor, or do some research online. You'll be able to find out quite a lot of things online. Same here. I didn't understand it, so I left a lot of money on the table. Yeah, because you don't understand what's going on, you leave a lot of money, and that was one of the things that really surprised me. As I'm doing this research right now, I realized, you know what, I should have put up to the max. I don't think that I put up to the max, and even right now, looking at the 401k, I don't really understand too much about it. So I am going to be consulting a financial advisor. They're looking over my paperwork right now as we speak. But as far as they can offer a match to your contributions. And I was going to say something and I totally forgot what it was. Welcome, Edward Smart. It's good to have you here. It's been a long time. Thank you so much for joining. And welcome, Tina Azell. Let me know, guys, in the chat if you have a 401k. It's good to have you all with us. We're talking about 401ks tonight. Let me know in the chat if you have a 401k or if you ever have. All right, let's get back to it. So 401ks are offered as an extra optional benefit from your employer. Don't need these right now. So it's often offered as an incentive. The employer will say, "Oh, we have a 401k. We're going to help you to save for your retirement." So it's an extra benefit that they offer you. So Edward Smart says he has had a 401k. Beautiful. All right, so let's go into it a little bit more. Why is it called a 401k? Well, it's named after the section in the IRS code that lays out its terms. So it's basically section 401, chapter K or item K in the IRS code. Section 401, subsection K of the code allows companies to offer tax advantage retirement savings plans to their employees to encourage people to save for their own retirement. Now, just because they say they are putting on this 401k for you, the company themselves are actually getting a tax advantage as well. So you're saving for your own retirement, but the company that puts it on, they're actually saving in taxes as well. So it's not all for you. Trust me, they're getting something out of it as well. But the other thing that I wanted to highlight is, the government sees this as beneficial, less strain on the government public support like Social Security and Medicare. So last time, a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about Social Security. That's only part of what you're going to receive once you retire. You got the Social Security bucket. You have now the 401k bucket, right? You're going to have lots of different buckets of income that you're going to be pulling from when you retire. And we're going to have to develop a strategy on how and when to take from which bucket at which time. Hey, blind guy, his wife, they're live. Hey, everyone listening while driving. Be careful, be careful. And that is Laquita and Corey, of course, from Blind Guy, his wife, they're live. They have such an amazing show every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 11:15 a.m. So, more on this here 401k. The government sees this as beneficial, less strain on government public support like Social Security and Medicare. Like I said, if you're able to save some retirement for yourself, as well as what the government's going to give you in Social Security, you might also have, real estate income. You might also have a IRA, an individual retirement account, which is separate. Again, another separate bucket. You're going to have quite a few different buckets if you take advantage of all these different things. Relied on Social Security as your sole source of retirement income is not recommended, as it's not meant to fully replace your current income. The average Social Security benefit was $1,503 per month in January of 2020. The maximum possible Social Security benefit for someone who retires at full retirement age was $3,011 in 2020. This is why using other investment vehicles to save for retirement, like a 401k, is so important. Again, multiple buckets of income is what we're going to aim for. You might even have a side job. You might have a YouTube channel that's bringing in income. You might have other work from home things. You might be driving an Uber, whatever it is. You want to get as many buckets of income to come in, especially now while you're still young and you're healthy, to start earning these things, and then later you can sit back and relax somewhat. You don't have to quit everything. And again, this whole notion of retirement is actually different things for different people. It doesn't mean that you're just sitting back doing absolutely nothing. It's time to really do the things that you love to do, whether it's learning a new skill, playing golf, learning to fly a plane, Edward Smart. That's aviation. Whether you're doing your home-based business, whether you're gardening more, whether you are playing tennis more, going to the beach more, yay! Whatever it is you want to do, that is the time when you want to enjoy your retirement. You don't want to be worrying about money, do you? So that's why we got to put all of these vehicles, these retirement vehicles, in place right now. And there are so many things I wish that I'd known, many years ago when I first started working. But you know what? I've done pretty decent, but you can always do more. You can always learn more and do more. All right, let's get back into it. Okay, so how to sign up for a 401k? And I know that there are some people right now that are only just getting into their 401k, but guess what? It's never too late. Once you know, then you can make a choice. Oh boy, it's so important. Hey, Samantha, Luke, Sucrage, welcome. Good to have you. So, once HR tells you about your 401k, you have an option to join it or not. And it usually comes towards the end of the year, or like probably around now, this time, when you're opting in to your company's benefit package. You can choose to opt in or not. And I'm going to strongly encourage everybody to opt in. Because why? Opting into your company's 401k, especially if they match, or give a contribution, They're giving you free money. Take advantage of it, people. Take advantage of it. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? Um, so they're going to help you to get signed in to your employer's plan. You're going to elect your per paycheck contribution amount in the form of a percentage, and then choose which of the offered stocks and funds you will be investing your contributions in. That's interesting, right? What if you don't know anything about investing? Like I didn't when I first came to America in 1998. They said, "Oh, sign up for this 401k. Put your your funds into this fund." I had no clue what it was. I just followed along with what they suggested. I had no idea. And to be honest with you, all of my life with the company, I had no clue what the retirement funds were, what they meant. I had no clue. It's only recently, as I'm doing this research project, that I'm looking at the funds and seeing what they are. Again, it still doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, but at least I have somewhat of an idea. And we're going to go over what the funds are in a separate session, because that's more of the investing side. But I'm working with a financial planner right now because guess what? I need it. I need the help. I certainly need the help. Oh, let's see. Hey, welcome to Professor Black Ops Cybersecurity for the People. Salute to the chat, he says. Good to have you. And he's giving his greetings to everybody. Love, love, love. Okay, so often the company will also have their own stocks in there as part of the selection of stocks and bonds. So one thing that I did notice was the company that I worked for, their own stock was there listed amongst the options, and of course I was invested in that. And then also it says the percentage you have elected is automatically taken out of your paycheck out of each paycheck before it lands in your banking account and invested into your chosen source. So that's a really great idea that they set that up to just go straight into the 401k account, so that it never touches your hand. It goes straight out of your check straight into your 401k. And that's a really important part of the way how 401ks are set up, because it's an agreement really between the employer and you. You're saying that you're trusting the employer to help you to invest for your own future. So they're helping you. They really are helping you, and they are also giving you a match. Most of the companies do. I haven't heard of any company that does not give a match. If anybody knows of anybody that does not give a match, let me also know that in the chat as well. So I hope you guys are doing well today. All right, so that's the next portion. Then we have contribution limits. The contribution limits adjust every few years to account for inflation. Of course, it goes up a little bit. Employees can contribute up to $20,500 to their 401k plans in the year 2020, which is this year, of course. And anyone age 50 or over is eligible for an additional catch-up contribution of $6,500 in 2022. Hey there, Professor Black Ops, Cybersecurity for the People. We're keeping it secure here with our retirement plans. I do have something I wanted to talk about at the end of this presentation. It's to do with secure. It's to do with a new scam, a new scam thing that's out right now. So hopefully you'll stay around for that. All right. So you can, in total, you can actually add up to 27,000 per year for a 401k, which is not bad. All right, what is an employer match? An employer sponsored match is free money. We talked about this before. So always look for the word match. If your employer does not offer a match, you may want to think through whether a 401k or an IRA makes the most sense for you. And in a future episode, we're going to talk about IRAs in more detail. A 401k is a great option when your employer offers a match, which often comes in the form of a dollar to dollar or 50 cent on the dollar match to your contribution up to a certain limit. For example, let's say you make $70,000 a year and your employer sponsored 401k match is 50% up to the first 5% you contribute. Contributing 5% of your total earnings would equal $3,500 contribution. Because of the employer match, your employer will then give you 50% of your $3,500 contribution, which would be another $1,750 in free money. So the total contribution for the year would be $5,250. All right, so that's how your contributions will be more than just what you're putting in, because your employer is putting in some too. Now, you guys, if you are receiving if you have a 401k, let me know if you are getting a match. Drop me a number 1 if you are getting a match from your employer. Keep scammers away is a way to keep our retirement secure. All right. What does it mean to be vested in my 401k? Another one of those terms that I had no clue about when I first got my first 401k in 1998. My first and only 401k, because I worked for the same company for a very, very long time. So vested is a term used to determine how much of your 401k funds you can take with you when you leave your company. Vesting refers to the ownership of your 401k. All the money that you personally contribute to your 401k is yours and will go with you if you choose to leave your position. However, many employers set up vesting guidelines regarding what they contribute to their employees' 401k. Policies range from 3 to 7 years in order for you to be fully vested in your 401k. Some may allow you to be vested for a percentage of that amount, which increases each year until you reach the maximum amount. Check your 401k's terms and policies carefully. Don't be afraid to speak to your HR. So, basically, some employers, they are going to give you a match, but they don't want you to leave the company and take that match with you, for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. If you leave the company, they're saying, you can leave if you want to, but you can't take our money with you. They're going to take that money back. You can go ahead and leave, but they're going to take that money back until you're fully vested. Again, that is a term that I had no clue what it meant. But, research is a wonderful thing. So that's very, very cool. Hello there, Coach Mary Ma. Good to have you with us tonight. What's going on? She says, hi, everybody. That's right. Smart Aviation. How you doing again? How are you doing? Okay. So, let's move on. What happens if I leave before I am fully vested in my 401k? I just summarized that, didn't I? But let's say you have a plan that increases the amount you are vested in your plan each year by 20%. Let's say you have a plan that increases the amount you have vested in your plan each year by 20%. So each year it's going to go up and up and up as far as how much you're vested. This means that you will be fully vested, i.e., the employer matching funds will belong to you after 5 years at your job. But if you leave your job after 3 years, you will be 60% vested, meaning that you will be entitled to 60% of the amount of money that your employer contributed to your 401k. If your employer does not have a plan that increases your vested amount each year, but instead become fully vested when you're at the company for a certain period of time, you will lose all the money your employer has contributed to your 401k plan if you leave before the period is up. So be sure to familiarize yourself with your employer's vesting policy, or it could cost you big. You may even consider staying at your job longer than you originally planned in order for your 401k to be fully vested. Right? Let me see what is somebody is texting me here. All right. So vesting is very, very important. Agreed, Coach Mary Ma. It's nice to have your work cut out for us. It's nice to have our work cut out for us. Okay. Let's see. Thanks for doing the research for us. Oh, I see. I missed this one earlier. Always bringing so much value. Yeah. I mean, definitely worth. It's good to know. It's really eye-opening. I'll tell you that. All right. So let's go on to the next step. Benefits of a 401k. The employer contribution match offers the main benefit of a 401k. Yeah, the employer contribution, I would say, is the best benefit because they're giving you free money. No other retirement saving account or investment account will give you free money like this, right? Where else can you get somebody to give you money on top of what you're putting in? If you know of one, let me know, because I might invest in that too. Other benefits include pre-taxed contributions. So I don't know if that's completely a benefit, because I think it also could be a disadvantage. So the jury's still out on that. And we'll talk about that in a minute. Well, I'll just say that you're not paying your taxes on it when you're putting the money in, but you're paying the taxes on it when you're taking the money out. So do you guys think that's a benefit, or do you think that's a pro or a con? You're not paying, the taxes are being deferred. It's called tax deferred. You're not paying your taxes on a 401k when you put the money in, but you're paying the taxes when you take the money out. Do you think that's a pro or a con, guys? Automated contributions. Yeah, it's automated. The money doesn't touch your hands. It goes straight in. It grows tax-free. Tax-free growth. Tax-free growth. Okay. And then income bracket deductions. So by it, your income bracket may be different depending because you're not paying your taxes on it yet. So let me know what you guys think. Benefit because you should be in a lower tax bracket when you retire. Right, yes, I have heard that too. It is a benefit because you should be in a lower tax bracket when you retire. Okay, good. I got to look a little bit more closely into that so I completely get it. But thanks for that, cybersecurity for the people. Now, the listed benefits depend on the type of account you choose to get. There are two types, but not all employers will offer both. Right? Let's see what Blind Guy says. I like tax deferred because it's a pro to pay less taxes now, but a con that the taxes will undoubtedly be higher at retirement. Yeah, so it's a mixed feelings. I feel the same way. It's kind of a little bit mixed feelings. I like the tax deferred, but it's a pro to pay less taxes now, but a con that the taxes will undoubtedly be higher at retirement. Hmm. All right, let's move on. So we're going to talk about two different types of 401ks, I think. Tax perks of a traditional 401k. All right, so this is the general 401k. In a traditional 401k, you have access to several tax benefits. At the contribution phase, since all the money you contributed up to the annual limit is tax deferred, meaning you won't pay taxes on the money until you withdraw it in retirement. During tax time, since your pre-tax contributions will not count towards your annual earned income, which could place you in a lower tax bracket, right? Okay. As your account grows, since the growth in value will be tax deferred, thus allowing your growth to earn money compounding within the account. So as I'm still doing this research, I'm still trying to make it all make sense. All right, guys? So bear with me. Here's a little bit more. This is a Roth 401k. The tax perks of a Roth 401k. Which I do seem to kind of prefer the Roth 401k, or at least I have a Roth IRA as well. Pay the taxes now, and when I'm taking it out, it comes out tax free. I do kind of like that idea. Anyway, let's get into the definitions as I've found online, and I believe I found this from Investopedia or somewhere like that. In a Roth 401k, the tax breaks are similar, except flip them to be applicable upon withdrawal. At the contribution phase, you will be contributing post-tax. So you don't get any immediate tax benefit. At the tax stage, your income will be the same. At the growth stage, your growth will be tax-free rather than tax deferred. I do like that idea. This means your withdrawals will be tax-free. Again, I do seem to like that idea. Let me know what you think, guys. The key difference and potential benefit over the traditional 401k is in the last stage. Rather than earning the tax break now, as you would in a traditional 401k, your tax break will come at the retirement age. When you withdraw your contributions and earnings from a Roth 401k, you'll pay nothing in taxes because you will have already paid them during the time you contributed. The choice between a Roth or a traditional 401k lies in whether people expect to be in a higher income tax bracket at retirement age. If they do, then they will often elect a Roth 401k. If they expect to be in a high income tax bracket now, then they will, upon retirement, a traditional 401k account is appealing. For reference, many young people have a preference for the Roth accounts, 401k or a IRA, because they expect to increase their earnings and thus their income tax bracket as they age. How's everybody doing, guys? I see a few people have joined. Welcome everybody. It's good to have you all with us this evening. I know that a lot of things are happening right now, and we survived the hurricane. We didn't have any where we live. We didn't have any issues with hurricanes. So a lot of people were asking questions, but nothing bad happened where we were. As a matter of fact, if I wasn't watching the news for a short space of time, I don't really watch the news anymore. I don't watch TV anymore, but I turned it on because I got a text from my city that there was supposed to be a hurricane coming through. So I put the TV on and said, oh, there's supposed to be a hurricane coming through. I wouldn't have even known there was a hurricane. That's how it really didn't affect us that much where we live. Yeah, there was some rain, there was some wind, but nothing compared to what a real hurricane is. So welcome, welcome, welcome to She Stole My Thunder. Good to have you with us tonight. Thank God you are safe. Thank you so much for that. So we're talking about 401ks tonight, and we're just kind of compared the Roth as opposed to the traditional. What else do we have? What happens to my 401k if I change jobs or if I leave my job? So this is the situation that I'm in. You have 4 main options when dealing with your 401k when you change jobs or leave your job. Number 1, you can withdraw your money. While tempting, electing this option can be a bad idea. Doing this will trigger early withdrawal fees of 10%. You don't want to give away 10% of your income just because you want to withdraw it. That's not a smart idea if you want to keep this money for your retirement, right? And will add your total withdrawals into your taxable income. So that's not a good idea. So let's strike out option 1. Option 2 is roll it over into an IRA. Your employer and brokerage will often give you a grace period to roll over your 401k into a IRA fee-free. All right? Doing this will allow you to avoid taxes and maintain your funds in a tax-advantaged account. So it's just basically just moving. There's not much difference as far as it's just going to be moved and that's it. All right. Number 3, leave it with your former employer. This is dependent on whether or not your employer allows you to do this. But if they do, you are satisfied with the investment choices and management of the account, then this could be a good option. Again, I gotta confess, all of the years that I had a 401k, I really didn't take any time to research what a 401k was, what's invested in, what are the fees involved, how it's being managed. I just didn't do it until right now. Right now is the time that I'm really researching it. After since 1998 is when I first opened up my 401k, and I really didn't take any initiative to really research what it's all about. You know what? Never too late. It's never too late. I'm doing it now, okay? But once I left the company, they gave the option to leave it where it was. It's still there. Well, actually, what I did, I moved half of it, which is actually another point I think I'm going to make here in a second. I moved half of it into a traditional IRA, and I left half where it is with the company's 401k. Now, why did I move half? Why did I do that? I wanted to see how it would compare with another, an individual IRA. So I moved half and left half where it was. And actually, they both are performing very, very similar. So it looks like it's doing a good job. Mind you, the market's down, so both of the accounts are down right now. But I'm leaving them in there until the age of 59 and a half, so I don't have to touch it right now anyhow. And it's better that I don't look at it. Let's see what you guys are saying. Let's see what you guys are saying here. How are you guys doing? Let's see. Great. Oh, you guys are talking amongst each other. Talk to me, guys. Talk to me. Doing good. Thanks. Leaving the hospital from visiting, so driving again and typing as the stops. All right. Oh, that was a good experiment. Thank you, Mary. That was a very good experiment. Yeah. Yes. Be careful driving, Aquita. We don't want anything bad to happen over there. But we're talking about 401ks. What I did, like I said, I moved half of it and I left half of it where it was because I really didn't know what it's doing. So right now, again, I'm telling you guys to start doing some research, start looking into what all these different terms mean, and start to understand how and what to do with your account. You know what? There's so much information out there, which I'm so impressed with. I'm watching YouTube channels about all of these different topics. I am listening to podcasts. There are some amazing podcasts out there, I tell you. And these people, these are certified financial planners. They're professionals. They know this stuff inside and out. And once you start listening to a lot of these podcasts and YouTube and start reading, Google's your friend. I heard Tam say that all the time. Google's your friend. Tam from Women in Linux, by the way. Big shout out to her. But once you start to learn all of these different things, and then you start to hear the things over and over again, you realize, oh, okay, I'm picking up now. I'm picking up what they're talking about. So when you go to speak to a professional, you're not going in completely blind. You're going in with a certain amount of information. And we're going to talk about certified financial planners in one of the upcoming episodes. Knowing some of these terminologies and knowing, what to ask or knowing what to expect. Like, for example, I'm talking to this financial planner, and I asked him, "Are you a fiduciary?" Now, 6 months ago, I probably didn't even know what a fiduciary was. So listen, guys, we got to educate ourselves on these matters. We have to educate ourselves. It's so important. Oh, Peter Grace is here. Way! You have a great podcast voice. Oh, thank you, Peter Gracie. Good to have you here. I'm so happy that you're here. Welcome, Peter Gracie. That's so exciting. Smart Aviation. How is a 401k difficult? She stole my thunder. Let's see. I guess Smart Aviation, you may know a lot more about it than maybe we do. 401k can be difficult, whether in Canada or USA. Well, you know what? Anything could be difficult until you start to understand it, right? So that's what I would say there. Yes, it's always better to have a working knowledge of essential things. Let's see. Smart Aviation, it can be difficult with the terms in what to invest and when, amongst other things. Yeah, when and where, what to invest and when, and yeah, definitely. So just understanding these things, so that when you do go to speak to your financial advisor, you know what to ask, and you know what's a good fund compared to what is not a good fund. How to move your funds around within your 401k. All right, so let's get back into it, guys. Let's get back into it. So I was on number 3. Leave it with a former employer. This depends on whether your employer will allow you to do this or not. But if they do, and you're satisfied with the investment choices and management of the account, then it could be a good option. Maybe you may be. So one thing that I did discover in my research was the investments that are within a 401k are usually limited. So if you're not happy with the funds, with the investment funds that are within the 401k, that might be a good idea to move it into an IRA, an individual retirement account, and then you can invest in whichever funds you like. All right, so that might be one of the reasons why you want to move it out. So anyway, let's move on to number 4. And if you have any comments, guys, feel free to drop them in, and we can talk about them a little bit more. And if there's anybody that has a lot of information in 401ks, you'll be welcome to come and join me up on the stream in a little bit. So let's give a big shout out and welcome to Debt Free Dad. Debt Free Dad is in the building. Good to have you. He's one of the other YouTubers in our community who is big up on his finances. He has videos that drop almost every day, I think, and really, really great content on a lot of different things. As a matter of fact, Debt Free Dad, I was watching one of your videos today about Dave Ramsey and Steve Harvey, and I want to get into that video if we have time later, or maybe tomorrow. But the you know the one I'm talking about, when Dave Ramsey calls Steve Harvey a clown or whatever it was. So if we have time, we'll talk about that. I thought that was very, very interesting. Let's see what else. She stole my thunder piece. Yes. So we're talking about 401ks today. So number 4. This is a good choice. So move it to a new employer. So this is the options. What happens to my 401k if I change jobs? Number 4 is move it to your new employer. This is a good choice if you want to move the money out of your former employer, but don't want the responsibility of managing it in your own IRA. Check with your new employer on whether this is available. The retirement savings account you choose is personal. Everyone's situation is unique, so what may make sense for one person in your age group, for example, may not make sense for you. As you progress in this part of your research process, know that you are taking great steps towards your wealth building journey. Indeed, this is an entirely comprehensive research project that I'm doing from start to finish. And if you guys are following me on this journey, we started talking about personal finances in the first few sessions. We've talked about wills and trusts and estate planning. And now we're talking about all the different retirement vehicles, the first being the 401k. And we're going to talk about the IRA. We're going to talk about the 403b. We're going to talk about all the other different retirement vehicles as we go through, because this is where we're going to be getting our income when we retire, right? This is where we're going to be getting our income from. I have a 401k that I did not roll over because the fees are low and the investment options were good in the fund. See, you made a choice because you knew what you were looking at. Some of us had no clue what we were looking at, but I was just telling them earlier that when I left my company, I have I had my 401k with them. I left half of it there, and then I moved half of it into an IRA, and I'm kind of comparing the two, and it's been about 3 years now, and pretty much they're kind of behaving the same. A SEP is probably the easiest to understand. Thank you for that, Smart Aviation. A SEP. I'm going to be researching that too, because I'm hearing about it, but I don't know too much about it at this stage. But I want to learn and understand all of these things for myself. You know what? It's good enough and it's easy enough to bring on an expert and just tell us exactly what all of these things are. But to me, that's the easy way out. I want to make sure that I do my research first and then I bring them up afterwards so that they could fill the gaps that I may have after I've done a certain amount of research. If I bring them up first, then I probably won't do the research myself. So I'm kind of forcing myself to do the research. Do you know what I mean, guys? Do you understand what I'm talking about? Self-directed IRA is a big power move. Ooh, Self-directed IRA is a big power move. I want to know more about that. I want to know more about that. Simplified employment plan. A simplified employment plan. Okay, I'm going to do some research on that. I'm going to be doing research on all of these different ones. So thank you for that, Smart Aviation, and thank you for that, Professor Black Ops. All right, let's continue. Taking a loan against your 401k. Now, I think it was a combination of the Intentional Millionaire and also Lascious Journey, who spoke about taking a loan from your 401k. I think it might have been Lascious Journey, who that's how she acquired a lot of her properties to, you know, that's how she acquired a lot of her properties, by using a loan from her 401k. And I think it's a pretty good idea. I wouldn't have done that by myself. Let's see. You are doing awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Coach. Thank you so much, Coach. She's coaching us. She's still coaching. So, taking a loan against your 401k. Some employers allow employees to take a loan against their contributions to a 401k plan. The employee is essentially borrowing from themselves. It's their own money. Most of it, depending on how vested they are. If you leave the job before the loan is repaid, you'll have to repay it in a lump sum or face the 10% penalty for an early withdrawal. Good to know. If you take withdrawals before the age 59 and a half, you will face an additional 10% penalty in addition to any taxes you owe. Some employers allow hardship withdrawals for sudden financial needs, such as medical costs, funeral costs, or buying a home. And that's what I was talking about, Lascious Journey. Lascious Journey bought several homes when she was able to take out a loan from her 401k. And that was very smart. I like that idea a lot. This could help you skip the early withdrawal penalty, but you will still have to pay taxes on the withdrawal. And I think it paid off big for her, because I believe that she may have $1 million portfolio as well as the Intentional Millionaire. So these are things that, you know what, I didn't really know before. So I tell you, this research is really, really helping me a lot. And just being a part of a amazing community with all of you guys, Debt Free Dad, Intentional Millionaire, Pocket Watching with JT, amazing. I have to mention his name every single week. But just being a part of a community that has such amazing, smart people, Blind Guy, his life, as far as all of these different techie stuff and financial things. It's just amazing. I just love to be part of you guys. I'm learning so much from you guys. Shared you out. Thank you so much, Edward Smart. Let's go back to Debt Free Dad. A friend in HR, she said 60% of the people do not move their funds out of the general fund. The general fund returns like 2%. People are unaware that it's up to the employee to allocate 401k money. I know, right? So we don't know these things. That's what I was saying at the beginning. When I first got my 401k in 1998, I had no clue. I had no clue what it was all about. Now, again, I can't use that as an excuse now, because the information is just out there. But all of these years, I don't know whether it was in the best place or not. I don't know. I don't know what to compare it to. I just didn't do any research for 20 odd years. But now we're doing it. So once we know, we can do better, okay? Once we know, we can do better. You have the resources. Yes, have the resources resource, the HR work for you like 401k money, right? Yeah, man, definitely. Let's get back into it. All right, we spoke about that. Let's go to the next point, and we're almost finished with this topic right now. What is a solo 401k? All right, give me a number one in the chat if you know what a solo 1k is. Give me a number one in the chat if you know what a solo 401k is. So this was brand new to me. This is so brand new to me. I want to know, because I'm sure that you guys are much smarter than me on this 401k topic. Do you know what a solo 401k is? I'm sure that the debt-free dad does. I'm going to just guess who is going to say yes. Debt-free dad does. Blind guy, his wife does. And cybersecurity for the people does. Those three people are going to give me a number one. Give me a number one. Blind guy, Laquita says 0.5. 0. You half no. What about debt-free dad? Do you know what a solo 401k is? Oh, Peter Gracie does. Okay, awesome. What did you say? What is I am halfway familiar. That's what I understood you to mean. And debt-free says halfway familiar too. Wow, we're learning this stuff together then. Oh, we're learning this stuff together then. I love it. That's close. That's close, right? Professor, see, I knew that Professor Blackops would. Man. So debt-free dad does, and cybersecurity does, and Peter Gracie does. Okay, lovely. Big shout out to Peter Gracie, by the way, for amazing work he does in the community in Jamaica and in the people profile. Big shout out to Peter Gracie. Sorry I couldn't make that event. It was a rainy day. I was already committed to something that day, but it looked really nice, and hopefully the next time I'll be there. Businesses with part-time employees. Businesses with part-time employees. I'm going to read you, excuse me. I'm going to read you what I found, and I only discovered this like the last week or so. If you have a small company that's making money, all right, that's the key thing. It's got to be making money, all right? If you have a small company that is making money, you can set up your own solo 401k. And you can put up to $58,000 a year in it. This is huge, guys. This solo 401k is huge. If you're you're a small business, you've just started making money, the traditional 401ks with a company, you can only put up to, what was it, $27,000 in it? But this one, you could put up to $58,000. That's crazy. That's mad. That's amazing. Crazy good I'm talking about. It cost about, I don't know, 400 upwards, 400, 600 maybe, to administer setting up your own solo 401k. But it's worth it because the amount of money you can put away for retirement. It can be a Roth 401k, which means you can pay the taxes now and it will grow tax free. That's good, right? You can have a Roth 401k and a Roth IRA at the same time, and at any income level. Here's another myth or another thing that I didn't realize. I thought, okay, what if you have a 401k? Like, I'm talking about an employer 401k. Just going back for a second. If you have a employer 401k, that you can't have an individual IRA. I didn't realize you could have both. You can have as many as you want. So that's just something I discovered recently. It's like you can have as many retirement accounts as you want. I don't know. It's just like, I don't know. Once it's just not something I thought about before. But anyway, that's just going back for a second. Let's continue on the solo 401k. You can have a Roth 401k and a Roth IRA at any income level. And it's a good idea to have various retirement vehicles basically you're not putting all of your eggs in one basket. So again, we're going to diversify. We're going to have a Roth IRA. We're going to have a 401k. If the company offers a Roth 401k, you can have that. You can have a the other ones that you guys were mentioning in the chat, the SEP, you mentioned the SEP earlier. You can have, investment income, because we're talking about different buckets of income for your retirement, right? What other kind of buckets of retirement money can you get? You can have your own, personal business that you've set up. All right, so you can have lots of different buckets that you want to draw from once you retire. I heard a lot about Dave Ramsey. Yeah, Dave Ramsey does talk a lot about these things. We need to talk about these things as a regular thing. We don't have to rely on Dave Ramsey. We can rely on people like, JT Thornton, the personal finance guy, not the personal finance. What do you call him? He's a certified professional planner. What is it? CFP, certified financial planner and tax expert as well. Man, that guy is brilliant. That guy's brilliant, man. You need to find Pocket Watching with JT online. Listen to his shows every couple of times a week. He's amazing. I'm learning so much from him too. All right, so that's what I have as far as what is a solo 401k. There's a lot that I'm going to get into as far as this in future sessions. I started to do some deep diving into the solo 401k. I was watching a workshop today. It was going deep, and I'm like, you know what? Let me just start with that, and I'll come back to the solo 401k in a future episode. All right. All right. So here are some resources. Let's just take a little bit of a diversion. I'm going to just play a couple of little tiny videos. It's like 2 minutes and 5 minutes. I just want to just give you the definitions as I found them online. Okay? The definitions as I found them online. So let me just show you let me just show you this little 2-minute video explaining what a 401k is. All right, you guys still enjoying the session tonight? You still enjoying the session? Okay, come on.
What is a 401k?
There we go. Let's get back over here. Okay.
Presented by WallStreetSurvivor.com. The 401k is one of the most common retirement savings accounts. The 401k is set up by your employer and has both tax and savings advantages. Here's Samantha. Samantha just started a new job with an insurance company. One of the perks of this job is 401k matching. Here's how it works. Samantha earns $100,000 before taxes and is allowed to put up 6% of her salary in the company 401k program. On top of that, the company agrees to match 50 cents for every dollar that Samantha contributes. So, if Samantha contributes the full amount, she'll deposit $6,000 into the account. Her company will match this by depositing an extra $3,000, bringing her total contribution up to $9,000. This contribution is tax deductible, meaning Samantha only has to pay income tax on $94,000 rather than $100,000. She will only have to pay taxes when she withdraws the money from the account, usually in retirement or after 60 when her tax bracket is lower. Matching is just one benefit plan. Another example could be profit sharing. For example, imagine that instead of the company matching 50 cents to the dollar, they agree to contribute 1% of the company's profits to Samantha's 401k. Because of these benefits, the 401k is a tool companies use for recruitment. If two identical companies offer Samantha the same salary, but one offers 401k matching or profit sharing, Samantha is probably going to choose that one. The 401k is also used as a tool for retention because of what's also known as a vesting period. Vesting means the contributions are locked in for a specific period of time. For example, let's say Samantha's company tells her that their contribution takes 3 years to vest. This means that Samantha can't withdraw the company's $3,000 for 3 years. One more thing that you should know. If Samantha quits or is fired from the insurance company, she is allowed to keep all of her contributions and all the company's vested contributions. However, if she withdraws it as cash, she will be forced to pay taxes and a penalty. What she should do is roll over her contributions to another registered retirement account, like an IRA. For more on the 401k, IRA, or other personal finance topics, head over to wallstreetsurvivor.com.
Right. So that was a nice little short description of what a 401k is. I do have another one for you, but let me see if I can show you the comments. I'm enjoying some of these comments. Thank you so much for your wonderful comments. Coach Mary Ma had an amazing session. Was it yesterday or the day before? And Marlene went up and spoke. It was a really, really great session. So thank you so much, Coach Mary Ma, for all you do. She says, we are starting with MJ, who is giving us the basics for a great start. Thank you for your service. Oh, thank you for your service. Debt Free Dad says, Dave Ramsey is good for getting out of debt. Investing, he will have you become a millionaire at the ripe age of 457. Oh man. Yes, Dave Ramsey's very, very good for getting out of debt, and he helped me to get out of debt. I really, really did. But the investing, you're right. And that was I was listening to him today as well, on a different topic. But I believe, and this is a topic for another day, but I believe some of the practices that he has are let's just say, we're gonna talk about this on a different topic. Is being in some debt, is all debt bad? Is the question. Is all debt bad? Because if you want to invest in real estate, it could be a good idea. So I want to talk about that in some detail at some other point. Maybe I'll have you up, Debt Free Dad, as well as Intentional Millionaire, because it as I'm thinking about it now, I feel like, you know what, I would be a lot more ahead if I had invested in real estate and not been so stuck on being debt free, because I've been debt free and I'm really, really proud of that. But is that the best thing? So we're gonna get into that. So Edward Smart says he's enjoying the show. Thank you so much. Coach Mary Mars said she's enjoying the show as well. Debt Free Dad, I attended Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace University. You know what, Debt Free Dad, I believe that some people may need to go through his university, but I didn't need to go through his university. I think that it's probably very, very good, because it definitely helps a lot of people. You know what I did? I just watched every single show he had. Every day I was watching his shows, and he started just repeat. Some people are asking the same questions over and over again. So, you learn how to do the baby steps. You learn how to do certain things. I mean, that was for me. Maybe I don't know. I was just able to learn how to get out of debt just by watching his free shows. But there you go. Maybe you did it for your wife, though. I don't know. I'm just saying. Indeed, great life. Thank you so much, Debt Free Dad. Very informative. I appreciate you. Paula Scott. Hey, Paula Scott. How you doing, girlfriend? I love that event on Sunday, man. And me and you were dressed in exactly the same color. If you want to see me and Paula Scott in our hot pink dresses on Sunday. Go and check out my Facebook page and my YouTube page. Not my YouTube, my Instagram. You'll see some beautiful pictures of me and Paula Scott. I love those pictures. Hey, Paula Scott, says Mary. Interesting. Thank you so much to Edward Smart. Love this topic, says She Stole My Thunder. Love you being here too. Thank you so much. Yesterday's live. Thanks again for your support and encouragement. I love that topic, man. It was really, really good. That live yesterday. It was really great. Professor Black Ops, cybersecurity for the people. Leverage is not all bad. Another video. Yeah, I just don't think, I would have been so far ahead if I had well, to be honest with you, I did buy a property. I bought a duplex in, I think it was 2010. It was like $69,000. It was really, really great price. But guess what? I was burnt because I didn't know too much about real estate investing. I did everything wrong. My tenants ran over me. They just treated me so bad, and I felt so sorry for them, and that was just a big mess, and I ended up just selling that property. But if I had held onto that property now, oh my gosh, I would be making money, man, off that duplex. Oh my word, why did I sell it? I just couldn't take the pressure, man. Oh, anyway, that's the past. I do think that I'm going to get into real estate investing again. I just need to work through some more issues. I need to get over it and then jump back into it again. So Peter Grace, it's not too late. The best time to start in real estate is right now, I believe. You're doing such a great job, Millissa. Thank you, Peter Grace. I really appreciate that coming from you. I really do. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Peter Scott, to each her own. Not everything is for everyone. Some people are better on the safer route. Others can be more aggressive and can take the risks. That's true. That's so true. You got to just know where you fit. And then, once I learn much more about real estate, I'm going to jump back in. And I'm learning from people like the Intentional Millionaire, Lashes Journey, lots of people that are in this space. Orlando. I'm going to probably take one of their courses and really, really get focused in it, and then I'll jump back in it again once I learn enough. I did FPU because my wife was intimidated by am I reading this right? 239,000 in student loans. LOL. I figured it's easier if this old Caucasian guy explains it. Yeah, sometimes it's easier coming from somebody else than, your own spouse. So I've heard you say that before, actually. So that's why I said that earlier. 239,000 in student loans. Now, this is Debt-Free Dad, everybody. He's a lawyer. He's a what kind of lawyer? It's in the financial aspect. I think it's a lawyer, attorney. Explain exactly what kind of lawyer you are. You did so last week and I completely forgot. So just explain for us again. What kind of a lawyer are you, Debt-Free Dad? But that's a lot of student loan. Now, was that all of yours, or was that yours and your wife's as well, or was it all hers? No, let us know. What's the breakdown? That's a lot of student loan debt, 239. But let us know more. I think I'm gonna have you on my show and interview you one of these days. You were doing business with the Hearts. Yeah, man. They walked all over me. They just knew that I knew nothing about real estate investing, and they just took advantage of me. Oh, I remember those tenants. They were horrible. You should have a stern property manager. Yes, that's exactly what I would do if I was to do it again the next time. I wouldn't let them know me at all. I wouldn't even let them see me. That's what Orlando says. Orlando, he doesn't even his property. He said that his tenants don't even know who he is. He walks around the property sometimes, and the tenants don't know who he is. So I'm gonna do. That's what I would do the next time around. Fiscal attorney. Fiscal attorney. Is that what it's called? Debt-free dad. White collar investigations, Ponzi schemes, and bad bank CEOs. 109 was in 130 the wife's. Okay, so 109 was yours and 130 was his wife's, and all of it is ours. Yeah. It's true. Once you're together, of course, it's the both of you. So that's a big amount to get out of, and I know that's what your challenge all about, being a debt-free dad, and I'm pretty sure you have a pretty big shovel to get out of it. All right, so let's just wish debt-free dad success on his journey to be out of debt. I know that you've already got a goal in mind. Once you're committed to it and you've made up your mind and you're doing the work, you'll get out of it. You will. So congratulations on your achievements so far. Investigations into Ponzi schemes, bad bank CEOs. That's pretty interesting. Do you do anything now? We'll get into that. I'm going to interview you one of these days. I want to wrap this topic up very soon. Very soon. I want to wrap this topic up. Debt-free dad. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so where were we? I was going to show you another little video, but it's pretty much the same as what we've seen before. So let me just go back to my notes. So I have some resources, of course, as I do. Anybody can have this PowerPoint slide if you want it. Just send me an email. My email address is, I'm going to type it in here. It's right there on the bottom of the screen. Is it? Info at MillissaJayne.com. MillissaJayne.com. I changed my position of my camera, so okay, that's right. There we go. So if anybody wants the PowerPoint slide, you're welcome to have it. Just send me an email, and I'll send it to you. But I have a couple of little videos. Wall Street Survivor. That was the video that you watched. There's one by Ameritrade, which is a 5-minute video. Everything you need to know about 401ks. Are you losing money? It's an 80-minute YouTube video, and it's also on Spotify, and I listen to it while I'm walking. Really interesting information about 401ks. It's a podcast. I would encourage you to listen to it if you're interested in getting further into this topic. Then you also have a 401k plans from the irs.gov website. It tells you all about what a 401k plan is. And then also what is a 401k, how does it work, on Investopedia, the link to that article there. So I have, videos, audio, and reports for you to watch, read, and listen to. So it depends on what your style of learning is. Some people learn better from watching a video. I do. Some people learn better by listening to audio. I do. And some people listen to learn better by reading an article. I do. I like all of them. It depends on how I'm feeling for that day. All right, guys. And then my final thoughts on this topic is 401ks have to be set up by your employer. You can have a 401k and an IRA and many other retirement vehicles beside. You can have multiple 401ks, right? You can have your company's 401k, and if you're working for a company and then you have your own little company on the side, your side hustle, you can have your own 401k with that too. You just have to set it up set it up. You know, you're the administrator in that situation. You could have both. The investments within your 401k are usually limited, so do your research to find out which investments are best. Talk to a professional advisor. It's a good idea to match your employer's contribution to the max. So the max you get is 20,000. It's actually 27,000, I think it was, something like that. If you are over 50, you can put in an extra 6,500 in your employer's 401k. Speak to a certified financial planner, a fiduciary, to map out your retirement income strategy. All right, and I say fiduciary because the fiduciary has your interest, your benefit, it's for your benefit, not for them making money off of what your accounts are. Sorry, I'm stuttering here, but the fiduciary looks after your best interest. That's what I'm trying to say. All right, a fiduciary looks after your best interest. They're not just trying to sell you products. All right. Let us go to this. Yes, indeed. Let's see what we're saying here. Yes, Professor, I started a new job. $6 per hour, more than 15 hours more per week. Oh, $6 per hour more and 15 hours more per week. Is that correct? If I manage my money well, I can be sent free soon and have my money to invest soon enough too. I hope I'm reading that correctly. Oh, congrats on your new job. She stole my thunder, definitely. Congrats on your new job. We all want to make sure that you go get it. You got this. Like this one. Thanks, Professor. Debt free. Thanks, Coach. I love these. I love our Coach Mary. Blessing. Oh, Bath Fountain. Welcome, Bath Fountain in Jamaica. Great to have you with us. Jachusia, something like that. Jachusia. Oh, no, I'm saying that wrong. All right, guys. So does anybody want to come up just for a few minutes? I'm not going to stay too long, but if anybody wants to come up, I'm going to drop the link. If anybody wants to come up just for a few minutes to add anything that they want, I'm going to allow you to for a few little minutes. But I do have one more slide because, as you guys know, this is not just a sort of a one-off type of show. It's a series. It's a part of a series. Excuse me. This, guys, is a part of a series. If you've been with the series from the beginning, we started off with personal finance, how to create a budget, how to get out of debt, how to know your net worth, and we talked about protecting all of your assets, right? Wills and trusts. And then we're talking now about all the different retirement vehicles. So the first one is the 401k. We're going to bring you up in a second, Professor Blackup. So good to have you. The final slide, though, is I try to provide you with some homework each and every week. And the homework for this week is, if you are still employed, if you do not already know the answers to this, go ahead and talk to your HR and find out how much you are contributing, what percentage, and how much is your employer contributing, and are you fully vested? If not, what are the terms? All right, find out that from your HR. And then if you are not employed anymore but have not moved your 401k over, log into your account and check it out. Check on it. Research if it's the best fund available, and then ask about rolling it over to an IRA. Do not make a check to yourself, make a direct transfer, and then research the best IRAs. So, with that said, I'm going to go ahead and bring up my guest for tonight. Let's get this run down now and then bring Professor Black up. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing all right. How you doing? That was a
I'm,
great stream. So,
oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
yeah, like you said, I've been doing 401k, SEP IRAs. I used to own a business, so I was familiar with the solo 401k. And the new
Oh,
thing in there, a lot of times, if self-directed IRA, what you can do is you can have your team or your family. They can actually give you that money to buy in real estate. So if you flip it, you can give them their profit back, right? So they can control their actual IRA like they're the trustee. Right. So
wow.
that's how kind of people do it. It's called non-conventional money. Then you really want to have to go to the bank. If you had 10 people give you 10,000, you do 100,000, fix your property up. You can either make them minority members, or you could just I do it's called a burr. Once I fix it up, I could take all the money out, back out with a loan, pay my investors out, put back in their 401k, then let the rent pay off the loan, and I pocket the difference. Right. So there's a couple ways to do that. So
Wow.
shout out to the chat. There's a lot of Luscious, she's on that. We had great conversations on your panel. So yeah, so that's just a little game for the self-directed IRA. So
That's definitely something that I really want to get into, just understanding all of these different strategies, approaches,
yeah.
because as I'm talking to you guys, I'm just learning so much, and I have been, like I was saying, I have been burnt in the past, and I'm a little bit nervous about getting into it. But once I have all of the information and the knowledge, I won't be so scared, and I'll
You
be
talking
I
about
will.
your real estate adventure? Getting back into real
Yes.
estate?
Yeah.
I mean, if you look historically, my first property was horrible. The cool thing though is I kept it, like you said. Now it quadrupled in value over the 10 years I had it. But when I
Exactly.
first got it, like you said, some people stole some money. My contractor stole money. Some of my
Wow.
tenants wasn't good. And my son's kind of street guy, so I let him manage it. So if you don't pay, he'll take the doors off your house. So he's good at that. I'm like you. I be crying. Oh, you can't make it. I'm sorry. You got a baby. Oh, my bad. My son was like, we kicking kids and all out. I'd be like, okay, son, I'm gonna let you do that, son. You good at that. I be crying with the lady. She be tricking me. Oh, I can't kick out with the baby. My son like, baby and her going. You need the people on
Well,
your team, Millissa. You need the
I
people on
I
your
know
team.
I know I
So
know,
don't.
man. I wish. What state are you in?
I'm in Indiana, and I'm going to start buying a little real estate. My attorney's actually in Chicago now, so we're going to
Oh,
open up an Airbnb in Chicago and figure out what we want to invest in Chicago. The bad thing is around the nation, and actually did a 60-minute report on corporations are buying stuff sight unseen. So
wow.
everything I buy on, and I'm cool with the real estate. He go, dude, you can't outbid me. I got cash, and they say buy anything because a lot of doctors in Cali they want to lose money because they can write it off their medical ones,
Oh,
right? So then they go get it back when they give it to their kids' inheritance, but they want to lose money now.
jeez.
Yeah, that's what I
Wow.
said. I was like, what? Because
That's
they're bidding
great.
on stuff, and it took me a while. I'm like, these numbers don't match. What
Yeah.
you paying for? You cannot get rents for that. But that's what they want to do because they looking 30 years from now.
Oh man, that's real legacy. That's real.
Facts, facts,
Wow.
facts.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
what I was saying. They said we're gonna get the write off for the first 10, then by the time it turns over with, because if you do something for all my real estate investments that were bad 10 years ago, 3% inflation clears all that up.
Oh.
It clears all that up. I overpaid. Somebody stole some money 5 years later. I'm like, ooh, what's up? 300%, right? Because time and if you get in the right area and those areas, all areas I bought, sad to say, got gentrified, which is good because the price values are
Yeah.
crazy. My
Wait.
first my first house, I paid 18. I just refinanced it for 240. 10 years ago, 10 years from now, I paid
18,
18.
18 or 8, 8, oh.
18,000. It had 50
Gee.
cats in it. A quick story. This black realtor, I loved him. He goes, "You making money? I got this perfect house for you. It's gonna be good in 10 years." I'm like, "It's got cats." I was throwing up in it. He goes, "It's gonna be fun." He hooked me up with this contractor that did work in New Orleans. So they gutted it and sanded it down and did all of it. Then, like I said, I hired a couple clients. But long story short, 10 layers for I got like 5,000%. Just holding it on, and it got
Gee whiz.
gentrified.
And
Got
nobody wanted that property with all
Oh
the, with
no, no. The sad thing is I was trying to get one across the street for 15. It just sold for 320. and my contractor had all my money tied up. I should have had two. Every time I drive past the house, I just start crying. I was like, oh my God. I could have had both of them, but it's all good.
I mean, that was 10 years ago. You bought it for 18,000? Is that right?
It was in the hood. It was scary, but I'm about that life. It was scary. You go
Yeah.
down there, police running around there, guys hanging on the corner.
That's where I bought that duplex in the hood. Yeah.
Yeah, but you could see when Indiana, they were trying to get downtown in this other area, and they finally brought those two areas. Because in Chicago, downtown was like 5 miles long. But when you go to Indiana, it was short, so they finally took that area out. So that's the last piece getting gentrified.
Let me give a few more shout outs. I have a couple more questions for you. Let's see. Where did I leave off from? Did I read this already? You all have a good night, wife out of town and mom's. Let's see. 4 days will not help. Pray for me, these kids. Shout out to Debt Free Dad. It's probably already left, but thanks so much for tuning in and being a part of the show with your comments and everything. Really, really appreciate Debt Free Dad. So Melissa, my sentence can be long-winded and missing words and misspelled words too. And I'm so proper. I want to read every single word as it's written. I need to sometimes just break it up and just be
just read it. Just read
it, right? You remember my name well, Beth Fountain. Okay, good. I got it right. Jatrusia. Good. I'm completely blank on finances, but learning a lot with your series. Oh, I really appreciate it. You know, I feel like I really want to do something impactful with this series right now, and I think that even though, you know, I don't have a ton of people in, the people that come, I appreciate you guys, and at least you're getting something, and you know, having the feedback is so good as well. So thank you for that. Professor, missing and hearing you. Oh, yeah, we haven't seen you for a little. Well, I check into your techie shows now, but we'll talk about that in a minute too. Great information, Professor Black Ops Security for the People, and thanks for sharing. Laughing. Get rid of all of them. Wait, we still live. Hey, Music by Novelty. We're still here. We're just still here. That's right. Thank you for being here. Greetings of late. We're just in the last part of it right now.
Yeah.
No worries, Music. Here's some popcorn and beer. So what to ask you, Professor Black Ops? Are all your properties in Indiana where you live, or are they different states?
Right now, most of mine is Indiana. I'm trying to get some stuff in Chicago. Shout out to Black Heights. I'm thinking about doing some distance real estate. I need to get my stuff in Indiana, I think, in a more stable position, because kind of like you, I'm still doing it as a hobby. I need to lock it down, give me a property manager. Once again, I'd be helping out family members, so I need to stop doing that. But that's one reason I got into real estate, though, so I can help people, because I really make my money in IT.
Right.
So that, for me, that's my retirement fund, so I can have a cash flow of hopefully up to 10 grand. And, you know, when I'm in a nursing home, that'll pay for my nursing home, and I get a private room. I don't want to depend on my son, but so that's kind of my goal with real estate. So
Go ahead. Did you change the lighting in your studio? You look kind of, there's something different about you. I don't know what it is.
I'm trying to get my little YouTube circle light, and I got my sign in the back, my PBO sign.
Oh, okay. Well, we can't see behind you. You got to put it to the side or to the top.
I know, I'm trying to do something different. I was at a client of mine, and I left, so they bought me a sign and a Yeti mic. So.
Oh, nice.
So, yes,
excellent.
The Yeti mic is super nice, but. Like you said, there's so many different. Because the funny thing is, actually, you work for a third-party administrator. They actually sell 401k, so they kind of train you up on that when you work for them from an IT perspective. So that's kind of why I know quite a few things about that.
Good. And tell us real quick about your channel.
Oh, cybersecurity for the people. I got commercial cybersecurity on there, cloud training, just trying to get you to get the bag. So if you come to my channel, I try to have something for everybody. So. Because you were talking about 401k, I think fraud maybe 4 minutes. So that's one reason I want to pop up. I think you were going to do something about 401k.
Yeah,
criminal or something. So go ahead.
Yeah, you know what happened was somebody sent me this video. I'm going to play this video, and it's not to do with anything to do with 401k. It's actually to do with people scamming. So
Oh yeah, I got 1,000 of those videos. Go ahead, I got 1,000.
it's in the area of security to some degree.
No,
Oh,
it is.
And there's something else that I just saw as I was doing my show. Let me just show you this first. I wasn't even planning to show this, but I just saw it. Look at this message here. Let me just make this bigger. And I'm sure this is some kind of scam. Can you guys see this? Somebody just sent me a message.
Yeah.
Says, "What's your Cash App tag? I'ma send you 700 it's my company giveaway time."
Don't do it.
Can I take over your Cash App?
No, what people usually mess up on is they can't take it out of your Cash App. What they do is if you keep a balance in your Cash App,
Yeah.
if they send you something and you actually accept it, they can take the balance off your Cash App.
Oh.
Right. So what I do is my balance is always zero. So I got a bank account. I move the Cash App. I send it to where it should go. And that bank account has no overdraw or no.
Wow.
So if you leave 1,000 and I send you a request, and for some reason you hit yes, then they will take. And a lot of people just they get you at night. I'm your daughter. Everybody needs some help. And you hit it. Right.
Wow. Interesting. That's very interesting. So you know, at the end of the day, you know, a lot of the times when people get caught up in these scams is because there's a certain amount. Do you ever watch the show? And I'm sure you probably do. American Greed.
I do.
Are you an avid watcher?
No, I just because I do cybersecurity. I feel bad just seeing people get robbed. Quick story: I got a video where they're scamming old people out of their 401k.
Oh,
and people were embarrassed. And this one lady, she didn't keep out on her elderly father, so she felt bad. You know, sending them like $300,000.
Wow.
So,
the reason why I brought up American Greed is because the way I think I've probably watched every episode, but what I realize is it's not just the people that are scamming you who are the ones who are greedy, but it's also the person who is being scammed because they're trying to be greedy and get something for nothing, right? So it kind of works both ways when you look at it kind of deeper in that way. Anyway, the video that I wanted to show you was this one. Let's see, where did I put it? Geez. Show today. Yeah, here it is. It's taking its time to play. Sometimes when I'm like streaming and stuff, it kind of lags a little bit.
yeah, because your stream is taking out your CPU.
This video call was initiated.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Yeah. You're right. My CPU is taking up all the resources. So let's take a look at
the 4 quad.
I know, right? And I have some extra memory that I can install into this hard drive. Okay. Let's hear this, guys.
This video call was initiated. That changed the game for me because I saw his face.
He got a video call from a friend claiming that he needed money, but the whole thing turned out to be a scam, and it's so new, the Better Business Bureau had never even heard of this.
Yeah, Channel 11's Alyssa Raymond spoke exclusively with 2 local men who were targeted and found out how these scammers used Facebook Messenger to do it.
People are falling for it, you know, and I see how. It has literal face value.
This week, Ronaldo Pearson received a Facebook message from a friend he hasn't heard from in a while.
Brad sends me a, generic, "Hey, what's up, bruh?"
The conversation goes back and forth. Then Brad asks for $200 and starts a video chat.
There was red flags, but when this video call was initiated, that changed the game for me because I saw his face. I saw video of him on the other end, just like a FaceTime, moving I just couldn't hear the audio, and he apparently couldn't hear me.
The video chat lasted 29 seconds, but an elaborate story started building on Messenger. Eventually, Ronaldo decided to pick up the phone and call Brad's sister since he didn't have Brad's number.
I got a message, requesting $200, and she's like, "Oh my goodness, we're getting calls today," and she says that this person posing as Brad. I'm like, wait, it's not Brad at all.
Turns out the same thing happened to Brad Patterson.
I could not hear him. And that's when I start doing like this. And while I was doing like this, now we're finding out they were videotaping me.
Brad says he didn't ask him for any money. Instead, he asked him for a code.
Right when I said text what code, a code came through my phone. Mm-hmm. And I sent it to him. Right after I sent it to him, that's when I got booted off of Facebook.
The scheme got control of Brad's Facebook and used it, plus the video of Brad to attempt to get money from at least 15 of his Facebook friends.
One of my friends from DC area, he actually sent $200 to the Cash App this guy provided.
This is next level scheming, next level hacking, next level fraud.
Ronaldo and Brad wanted to get the word out about this, and after experiencing what they experienced, they have this advice to share. Don't be quick to give out money, and if you do, call the person or a family member like Ronaldo did, and never give out that security code. Back to you in the studio.
Definitely. I mean, that was something that was pretty interesting, the way how they did that. So basically they're recording the person, and that's how it looks like once they've gotten that recording of the person. Then when they call up their friend, it just looks like they're having some network issues. That's really clever.
I got one even better. Google deep fake. I could take your face, put it over my face, take my voice and use your voice, and I can really replicate what you sound like without faking. I mean, it's simple. It's tougher out there. So let's do deep fakes. I got 4 interviews, and it's quite common. It used to be harder for nation states and super cyber guys. They got the open sources so easy. Regular people can do it now.
Wow.
One of the secretaries got tricked by CO because they took his voice, just kind of put it in a mixer. So when he talked, it sounded like him. And the secretary sent him a whole bunch of money. He's like, "I'm out of town. I'm trying to do this deal." And since it was his voice,
yeah,
right, they just took it off the internet. He gave a speech somewhere, and they just took the pattern, put it in a computer, so that when they talk, it sounded exactly like him.
Wow.
So that's a little hack right there. We could do much better.
I mean, you could do so much damage if you really wanted to.
I could. I joke, which I don't be joking, because I used to teach. I'm like, dude, I can steal $100 million in my office without leaving my house. Easy, real easy. So that's the that's the sad part about it. So.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's go back to the chats for a minute. Exactly, scammers and scammed are both greedy, right? I saw this, mind blown. Yes, somebody sent this to us, probably on the same link, Novelty, and I said I got to share this with my folks. Yeah, yikes! This is deep fake. Fakes are scary.
Yeah, you gotta see that deep fakes. Is because Jordan Peele that did the movie did Obama. So they put Obama's face on him. There's a couple. There's one guy out there. He's called he even calls himself the fake Keanu Reeves, and he's got a deep fake of Keanu. He does these dances, and then people ask if it's Keanu Reeves. He's like, "My name is fake Keanu Reeves." So people really so yeah. There's like 2 or 3 guys that have though. I'm thinking about doing one because these get like 1 million views for faking like somebody.
Crazy, and Mary Moss's Terrible World, and wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I almost was thinking to send my Cash App because I thought to myself, it's only going to be one way. It's only going to be one way, so it's not. He can't. What can he do? He can't take my money.
No, but like I said, sometimes if you have a balance, but what people make a mistake on is, you send money, I say you're a problem. I can make my phone number look like your bank. So then a lot of times, since it's the bank's number to come up, they let the bank take over their phone and they say, somebody was trying to take $10,000 off your cash, we need to verify your phone and give you your money back to make sure it happens. Then most people go, yeah, I don't want that money to come out of my bank account. Then they let the bad guys take over their phone. Then they cash app the money to themselves. So you got to be careful.
Oh man!
Just because it says Citibank or Bank of America, you can spoof phone numbers. So hang up. You look it up and call the number. Don't accept any. So you got to be real careful. Because people were like, oh yeah, I definitely don't want nobody to steal money out of my bank. So then they let them take over their phone, and that's never let anybody take over your phone. If you the bank, you got all my accounts. You don't need to be taking over my phone, but people be so nervous not to lose some money.
Yeah.
So they let them take over the phone, and they end up cash out. The crazy thing is the banks are thinking about not refunding you your money.
I've heard that Zelle. I heard that
Zelle is bad. Yeah, Zelle is bad. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, what is so wrong with Zelle?
Nothing's wrong with Zelle, but what happens is Zelle is not indemnifying you. Most credit card companies, because they charge you 20% of interest. If you say your money got stolen, they usually give you your money back. Really would not. Zelle is like, we didn't get hacked. You let your phone get hacked. So we're not giving you your money back. But you're like, I was hacked by a bad guy. You saw it, but they're like, it wasn't our fault, right? So that's a catch-22. So that's kind of the bad part, because Zelle, which is not their fault, old people are getting cleaned out. So Zelle's like, they were trying to give you $10,000 back because you gave your number out or your code out or you gave your phone. That's not our fault, right? So that's the catch-22, right? So I said, I feel you, Zelle, but y'all bank, man. Get the old people the money back.
Yeah.
Don't be like that bank.
Novelty says, I don't accept calls from the banks. I don't call them. I would never accept it. If a bank called me, I would just hang up and I would call my bank myself. You know, I'll just go into my account myself and anytime I see or like from Amazon, there's so many. You've ordered something or whatever. I just that
was a good thing. The cool thing is, because I work in IT now, our internal employees get so nervous they scared to accept anything. I'm like, dude, that's a real email. Do it. Not a fake. I'm like, I'm security, I promise. Not a fake. So it's weird. But what y'all like in that call? Security, is this real? I'm like, dude, it's a real email. So they get nervous now. We can barely get them. If it says outside, which is cool because they're not worried about phishing or nothing. So it's funny. We get a lot of calls like, dude, we got to figure out something better. We overtrain them now. They be blown. Is this real? Like, yeah, it's real, man. But it's cool. But everybody's so gunshot now, like, we ain't clicking on it. I'm like, click on it. That's funny, though. But we're training them, but sometimes I think we're scaring people. We're overtraining.
It's true.
They're scared to click on anything now. It's all good, though.
Yeah. So what's happening now with your channel? What you up to? So you're going for a certification, right? You're going for another certification.
Yeah, I'm doing my AWS to cloud. Everybody's trying to go to the cloud, AWS, which is Amazon. They control one of the cloud vendors where companies rent computer space, computer power from Amazon. So they're hot. So I've got like 4 certifications. I'm trying to get 2 or 3 more. Long story short, I was joking with the young guys. I'm 55. I need something that's gonna get me to the next 10 years, and I can shut it down. So I got to jump. And I do security. So cloud security is kind of like the next level of security. So I do a lot of work with that and a lot of side work. A lot of people with businesses trying to do government work. So you got to have certain security compliance. So I help a lot of small companies do that on the side. So that's kind of where I'm at.
I just started training with Tam in the last.
Oh, she's the truth. Shout out to Tam. Phew,
my goodness, yeah. For about, it's been about a month or maybe about 6 weeks now. She does meetups every Wednesday night.
Yeah.
And I just started learning Linux. I'm so brand new at this. I mean,
oh, that's cool.
I'm so brand new.
I love Linux. I'm a Linux faggot. Keep going. I've been doing Linux a little bit for about 30 years. So.
And here's the thing, right? You know, what I realize is that if I met someone like Tam, maybe 10. Well, I don't know how long she's been doing Women in Linux.
For a long time, about as long as I have. Shout out to Tam.
More than 10 years.
Yeah, I'm 99% sure because she. Yeah. I'm a little older than her, but Tam been in the game a long time. I'm pretty sure she's been. for a long
clearly
time.
it shows. I mean, she knows like everything.
Yeah,
But
facts, facts.
if I had met her 10 years ago, I would be in such a different position now I'm in right now.
You got time.
If I hanged on to her coattails
No, she's
10
super
years
young.
ago, I'd probably be either still working but in a different position or
Oh, yeah.
different position in life.
Facts,
But you know, I would be. You know,
I send so many people to Tam, especially young women. I always send them to Tam first. I'm like, come back to me. I think you need to get under that, because sometimes me too. I be kind of oppressive sometimes. I think Tam got a little smoother thing, so I always send my young females. I said I'll help you, but you need to go see Tam, person center cyber. So I send them to like 2 or 3 people, but Tam is definitely high on the list. And you know, she be talking about them big dollar amounts. I thought I was making money till I talked to Tam.
200 the minimum.
I know.
200 the minimum,
I
right?
can see that, but I ain't there. I'm like, oh man, I need to do a little better. Tam,
200
I wasted away
minimum.
my life.
If I was with her, I would definitely be a 200 minumum.
Oh, easy, yeah. The stuff
Easy
she teaching,
peasy.
yeah,
Because
the stuff she's teaching, yeah.
not only does she teach Linux, but she teaches. She does a show on a Saturday. She does 2 shows on a Saturday.
Yeah, but I'm on there a lot of time bothering her.
Jobs and tech and investing, you know. So
Yeah.
all of those 3 things, and so much to learn, and so much
Oh, yeah, shout out
so
to her.
much knowledge. It's just so amazing to be a part of a community where the knowledge of all of you guys, you included, you know.
I got one beef with Tam though. I got one little beef with Tam. We get into it. I say, Tam, she believes that, but I'm like, Tam, you part of 1%. Everybody ain't gonna get to your skill level, Tam. She think, yeah, I'm like, Tam, you a unicorn, Tam. Just I don't know,
is.
like she don't believe that. I'm like, Tam, you a unicorn.
She is, but you know, what's kind of good and bad at the same time is that when she does her meetups and she's training, she's teaching us. She doesn't like have any mercy on us, right? So
No, she
she's
don't,
like,
she don't.
but it's good because you don't feel sorry for yourself. She basically says you're part of a team. You're all supposed to help each other. So if one person can't, you know, doesn't know something, number 1, Google's your friend. She always says Google's your friend.
Oh, it is.
And then number 2, you got to rely on your team members. So it's just amazing that she gives us into that mind space to rely on each other and to not to feel sorry for herself, not to feel like, oh, I can't do this. So as much as she's hard, she's fair, she's good, and she gives so much resources that you can't like not. It's too much actually. It's too much information.
That's what I tell her. I'm like, Tam, I've been in the game for 30 years. You drowning me. I know this stuff.
Imagine somebody's brand new.
Yeah, spin up the Kubernetes and the node
Kubernetes.
and the pod. I'm like,
Kubernetes, man. I started learning Kubernetes.
Yeah.
I'm like my 3rd session. Kubernetes.
Yeah, she loves Kubernetes. I'm like AWS, Cloud Formation, and Docker similar. So, but I'll be like, Tam, slow down. But shout out to her because, you know, I think, like you said, she's talking about big money. She's not scared for everybody to get a piece of it. So I think that's cool.
Novelty saying, got a call from FPL saying that they're coming out to cut my power due to non-payment unless I make payment now. Big lie.
Big lie, yeah. That's
Big
and old
lie.
people fall for that one easy. Then when they give them their credit card, now they got their credit card and they be charging everything on their credit card. Old people fall for that.
Said crew on their way to cut it off. I told them, come and I'll be ready to with my gun cocked. Yeah, teamwork makes the dream work. Yeah.
So what I did is, and I tell a lot of people, I just told my mother is send those calls to me. Do not talk to them. Send them to me.
Yeah.
Anytime, any night, send them to me. So she'd be like, call my son and call my. I'd be like her. I'm about to come to India and beat somebody up, man. I'm trying to sleep. Yeah, that's if I sleep up, man. But
Right.
so you got to be careful. Like I said, that's very common. A lot of times they picking on elderly people.
Yeah, definitely vet those calls and emails you receive.
No,
I'm so particular. I just don't want to be caught. But all right, so Professor Black Ops, I know that you've seen a couple of my shows in this series. What do you think of the series?
I like it. For me though, anytime you giving financial literacy to people, it's kind of hard for me to say anything negative about that. And 2 is, you know, you learning with your audience, and I think that makes people more comfortable too. So I think it's a good series. even though I'm pretty abreast of it, I still like to, because sometimes I pick up gems out of, because I don't know everything, and a lot of my learning's a decade old. So there's new stuff change. That's why I tell kids, I was like, this one guy gave me some input on my video. I said, man, some of my stuff is 30 years old, man. I need some new stuff, man. I could be wrong, man. And I'm old. I need to learn too. So I think the more the merrier. Everybody put in. And I tell people, I'm learning too. I'm probably good 90% of my time, but there could be new techniques, better investment vehicles, different ways. Because like I said, I looked at a lady for real estate, and she was talking about self-directed IRA with her team, and it's called non-conventional mortgages and loans, but she doesn't go to the bank. People trust her. She got like her family and 20 friends. So if you need 100,000, she just hits up 10 people for 10. They get in a property together. They figure out if they want to be paid. Do they want to be investors in her apartment? She buy an apartment building. So that's just a different way of funding. So that's kind of how I figured out about self-directed IRA. I was like, I think I'm gonna try that. But
yeah.
So just constantly learning. But no, your series is good.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that, and I want to get back more into those things. Basically, I'm just kind of taking one topic at a time. Once I feel like I'm at the same level of comfortable with it, and I've done what I need to do for myself in it, then I can just move on to something else. But right now, it's like being in college right now for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hey Faye, you're up late, girl. 3:05 from London, UK. Good to have you. Good to have you, girl. I have to watch back. I know you probably. I have a quick something or other. One other question I was going to ask you was what was I going to ask? Okay, yeah. What kind of channels do you like to watch?
I'm weird. I'm all over the place depending on my move. I'm a nerd, so I actually been looking at the a lot of sci-fi with the Webb telescope. I've been on that lately because they're taking a new picture with the telescope. And when I first got in science, I love space, so that's kind of my thing, especially with the clear pictures. Oh, shout out for the QR codes with the hacker. So too is when I get on a financial bend for like real estate. A couple of my real estate deals are going hard right now, so I don't want to let's say anything of real estate. My Airbnb's not going well because of the pandemic. And then long story short, I'm doing this burr, and my appraiser I think shorted me a lot of money on my appraisal, which messed up some other dealings I'm dealing with. So I got to kind of figure that out. So I'm tired of real estate. So just depending on my move. Like I've been doing a lot of AWS and computers because I'll be getting my certs, but I'm kind of getting burned. So I'm all over the place. I'll be space, UQA. I might, hang out with Before the Billions. He's trying to be red pill, hang out with the kids for a minute. I get tired of them too. I'm like, dude, y'all young, go ahead and get married and live happily ever after. So now it just depends on, like I said, but I'm always trying to learn something new, like I said, with the video. So I've been really on AWS. And the cool thing is they have a AWS architect to come in and they tell you any different services. So I've been kind of looking at them. So I'm all over the place. Right now it's the 7 levels of civilization, and they say currently we at 0.5. So it was kind of interesting on that. So yeah, I listen to a lot of different things.
Okay. As far as AWS, of course, Tam wants us to learn at least some of the cloud platforms.
She wants to be multi-cloud. I'm like, Tam, can I get one cloud before I come multi? I need to pick one.
even us, we're completely brand new. So she's like, learn AWS, learn spin up
GCP,
the Google one, GCP, right?
Yeah. We argued about that. I'm like, Tim, I gotta learn one first before I get because I like to kind of master something before I move on to it. So
listen, we can't do that. So I spun up an instance of GCP. I do like AWS, and to be honest with you,
I love AWS.
It's probably between 5 and 7 years ago. Between 5 and 7 years ago, I started to dabble into AWS. To be honest with you, and our company was encouraging us to learn it. And at the time, I was I played around with it, and I didn't really give it too much attention. But now I'm actually, now that I have the time, now that I have more time, I'm actually going to be.
I'm actually on the bench for my consulting company. Meaning, I left one client and they put me on the bench before I go to another. So that gives me plenty of time to learn until I get placed.
Okay.
So that's one reason I've been doing that lately.
Oh, cool. They hacked my devices and put Trojan viruses on systems. Oh, that's terrible.
That's normal. If your device is a phone or a tablet, I would factory reset.
Yeah,
that's what I would do.
Factory reset, start over. And I must transfer BTC.
Oh, but no,
e-wallet to avoid.
The thing, yeah. Everybody, you need to be backing up your phone and your tablet somewhere. So if you ever got hacked and they do this, you can erase your phone and just go to Google and bring down all your emails and your contacts.
That's true.
In case that happens. Same things for a PC. So you should be able to go back to a version whatever viruses are out, so you can bring down your data.
That's a good point, man.
Because people getting hacked so readily, you need to have that at your fingertips. So.
They even told me that my password was what my password was. How do I remove all access to my devices?
Factory reset it. Factory reset it. Depending on your carrier, I'm with Verizon. I would take it back to Verizon because my bill will be really big. I will make them factory reset or erase everything. They can actually, because a lot of your phones automatically back up to Google if you're an Android. Have them restore your phone, all your information back to your phone. I yelled at the kid. I like, dude, my bill's big. You gonna do this for me? Even though I'm technically savvy, I don't want to do it. I pay people to do stuff. So I need you to do this for me. So now, that's what I would do. I would basically erase it, factory reset it, then have them bring your stuff back over from your Google Cloud. Hopefully you're backing your stuff up to Google Cloud.
Right. Okay, Professor, I'm going to let you go, and thank you so much for coming up and participating in my show, and thanks for all the continued support popping in. Yeah. I always enjoy to see you with us.
That's cool. Anytime you need me, if you need me for a certain show, just ping me and I'll come up. A lot of people shoot me an email, professorblackops@gmail.com. If you got something you want me to participate in, I'll be more than happy. And a lot of times I just be in the cloud watching you do great things.
Oh, appreciate you. Thanks a lot.
Have a good night.
Have a good night. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. It's been a great show. We spoke all about 401ks tonight. Of course, Professor Black Ops just came up and supported the show and just showed some love here. So I really do appreciate him for that. Good night to everybody. I don't want to lose my personal information. Make sure that you back everything up before you do anything. It's basically what Professor Black Ops was saying. All right, and with that said, I'm not going to keep you any longer tonight. I'm going to say good night. I thank you again for being with us. Definitely watch the previous shows in the series if you are new to the series. We've spoken about budgets and getting out of debt and net worth, protecting your assets, estate planning. Now we're talking about all the different retirement vehicles. The 401k is what we started with tonight. We're going to go through all of the others, and then we're going to we do have a big special event happening in 2 weeks time almost now, on the 15th of October right here in Lauderhill, Florida, where it's going to be a live event talking about a lot of these different things. I will have some professionals with me. Got to lock those in very, very soon. But apart from that, have a good night, everybody. I know we're a little bit long tonight. Thanks for another informative session, says Coach Mary Ma. Thanks for being an amazing coach. Faye Holder, should I be able to get all my photos off your backup to Google? All right then, guys. Have a good night. Let me go ahead and play the music because I always do. I can't not do that. I gotta just stick with what I do. It would be weird if I didn't do that. So let me go ahead and play my favorite jam that I normally play for you guys and say good night. A lot of stuff open here. Wow. Okay. All right. Who's still here? Who's still with me? Looks like I still have a few people that are still here for the music. All right, guys, we are going to be back next week, same time, Thursday at 8 p.m. These are all of my sponsors who are going to be sponsors of my event on the 15th of October. And all of these sponsors are doing business, doing great business, and some of them are going to be speakers, some of them are going to be vendors, and all of them are sponsors. So I really appreciate each and every one of them, and we shall see you on the 15th. But I will be back next week, all right? And I'll see you then. All right, have a good night, everyone. Have a wonderful night. Stay safe and stay blessed. And remember, at the end of this series, we are going to be retired ready. Good night.